At Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure, we cater for everyone, from top sporting athletes to relaxed casual sporting individuals and everyone in between. We also provide a large range of teamwear services and cater for schools and clubs. Orders can be customised to your specification to suit your individual needs. From clothing to equipment, we've got you covered.
It's evening now, it's closing in at 5 o'clock here. We're coming to you live from the spectacular setting as we look out from a height here over Donegal Bay to Connell Park. We've just witnessed a very entertaining reserve game, a good win, a good start for the host Four Masters, winning that match comfortably 3-17 to 2-5. Thanks for joining us. My name is Michael Daly and I'm joined here. My co-commentator is Maurice McLaughlin. Maurice McLaughlin, of course, very familiar to people in this area. He has coached Donegal, he has coached Rua Ballyshannon, he's coached at under 18 and under 20 level in Fermanagh, and indeed has been involved with the senior team. Maybe perhaps a little later on, Maurice, we'll get to the speculation about the Fermanagh job, and indeed the fact that your name has been mentioned in that, and also that of Declan Boner. And there's a nice correlation between both of you, as he is the current, manager of Earn Gales and you're a previous one. But we'll focus on the job at hand. This is a very important game for both teams in round 3 of the Michael Murphy Championship here, of course. Four Masters playing against Glenfin. Four Masters have been warming up behind us and they'll be in their traditional blue and white. Glenfin, I imagine, will be wearing white and red. So I suppose it's fairly simple thing to say for starters. Without a point from their 2 previous games, Glenfin and Frank McLean as manager, of course, the man who was part of that famous Donegal team in 2012, they have to get something out of this.
Well, yes, Michael, indeed, you would have thought they really do have to get something out of this. No points on the board from the first 2 games. You know, as I understand it, in Marigal on the first day they were quite unfortunate. They just went down by 2 points. Now, the last day were defeated quite heavily. I think, from what I understand, it was the Michael Langan show, defeated by 12, 15 points or something. So, coming here today, they have to get something, because if not, they're at the mercy of the draw and see who they get the last day.
As you speak, of course, people can see on the stream here that the Glenfin team have come out to our left, and they're wearing white with the red hoop on their jerseys, with of course the red togs. Let's look at the teams as we have them. For Masters, no big surprises there, unless I'm mistaken. Senan Carr, who lit up the championship for Donegal Boston in intermediate and was player of the match, he came on and came off in the last game. He played 10 minutes. I don't see him on the list here.
Well, my understanding of it is that Senan's carrying a hamstring injury, and indeed massive loss for Four Masters here today. Serious player, no doubt about him himself, indeed his brother Turlock, but big loss for Four Masters, no doubt about it.
Well, we go through the teams as we have them, where we just do the first 15. Four Masters, Lewis McCaughey in goals, and the full back line is Aaron McCrae, Dylan Kennedy and Keelan Loughney. And then the half back line, David Monaghan, Oisin Reid and Colin Reid. Of course, midfield, Richard O'Rourke and Conor Reid. Conor Reid, a powerhouse at midfield. Up front then in the half forwards, Paddy Reid, Turlock Carr and Kevin Muldoon. I would suspect Kevin Muldoon will spend most of his day in and around midfield as well, but that's another story. And then we have in the corners Conor McCahill, I think pronounced McCall locally as far as I know. Conor McCahill, Killian Faulkner and Alex McCalmont. That's a very strong, a very familiar looking team, bar the inclusion of Senan Carr for Four Masters. So they have all their guns going.
Well, apart from Senan, and I don't know whether he's called McCall or McCall, but I seen enough of him in Brewster Park back in March because he broke my heart that night. Extremely good player, but as you look at that Four Masters team, Michael, it's certainly a very, very youthful team. There's no doubt about it, and much has been made of the fact, I suppose, four Masters backed by 3 Ulster Minor Championship appearances in a row, winning 2 of them. The Abbey vocational success in winning the McLaren and going on to be in a McCrory final the following year. So it's a very, very youthful team. But then you have Richard O'Rourke there at midfield, who's round for a while. Conor Reid, they're definitely... They're the common team, there's no doubt about it.
There's great expectation, but maybe it's a bit early for that and people are getting a bit overexcited because, as we all find out in Championship, there is a different level in terms of the physical contact. Let's give people, viewers and listeners, of course, this is also going out on Ocean FM. Let's give people the idea of the Glenfin team. As we have it in goal, Andrew Walsh, Martin O'Donnell, John Harkin and Ross Marley. The half back line is Jack Long, Daniel Medlin and Carl Medlin. In midfield, Stephen Ward and Jason Morrow. And the half forwards, the name Medlin rings out, of course, in Glenfin. Aaron Medlin, Daniel Marley and Sean Ward, I should say, a very, very key player. Oran O'Connor, Luke Medlin, again, very familiar to you at underage level. Didn't get... as far as I remember, any time or very little time for the Donegal senior team, but has been part of that Donegal panel with Jim McGuinness for quite some time now, even though I think he's barely 20, 21. He's only a young fella. And of course, to finish it off before you come back, Oisín Medlin.
Yeah, it seems to be the Medlin show there, all right, and of course managed by that man Frank, and I think it's Francie Martin, another veteran, been around many clubs in Donegal in there, but great sprinkling of talent in there too. Sean Ward, you pointed out, big player, and much is made, I suppose, of the 2-pointers in the modern game, and he's a man that can kick 2-pointers, there's no doubt about it, from anywhere. Luke Medlin, a very, very pacey player. We had problems with him last year, indeed in Ballybofey too, and there's you rightfully pointed out, Michael, about 4 Masters, and when it comes to Championship, the physicality of Championship, and the one thing about any Glenfin team, and in my experience in Donegal club football, they will not go down without a fight, and they are a Championship team. I was just looking back, they won the Intermediate Championship and they defeated Nehru in 2018, and have been playing Senior Championship since, and it's something that they'll be looking to hold on to.
Well, as the TV cameras, of course, will show you, our referee is Val Murray, and he today is assisted by his linesman. Today will be a very busy man who was in charge of the reserve game earlier today here, and that was Paul Hardy, and also the other linesman for this game will be from the local club in Glencolmkill, I should say Kilcar, Michael McShane. So word about Val, 5 senior championships with Arua, played under 18 and under 20. This weekend he has refereed 5 games. This is his 5th game since Friday evening. So he's a busy guy.
Oh, there's no doubt Val's a busy guy, and indeed I understand he's refereeing in Fermanagh as well, so he's refereeing in 2 counties.
He was refereeing an LGFA championship game earlier today as well. So my understanding is that we're going to have a minute's silence before Ron Naveen, and that of course is in memory of Dylan Ward and Mark Kiley, who lost their lives so sadly and tragically in the last week, and we pay our respects to the respective families. So Val will call us for that. We're not doing that just yet. I suppose looking at some of the scoring today for this for both teams, you made the point that really there's not so much a spread of scores for both teams, that they're relying very heavily not just on 2-pointers as well for both teams. So I believe this minute silence is coming, and I want to be careful not to interrupt that, so we might pick that up on camera. Gunani Gia Troca Aranam. So we now have the anthem, and we'll be underway then. So, a good crowd here, as I said, in Tyrconnell Park for this game. We're opposite the stand here, looking down on the field. It is a magnificent sward. Really looks very well. And Glenfin to our left, attacking from left to right. Shooting into, I suppose, what we would call the town end goals here in this game. So we're about to get underway, and Val Murray, of course, the two players in for the throw-in. Aaron McLean, Stephen Ward, I should say, and Paddy Reid. Paddy Reid wearing number 10 for Four Masters in the blue with the white stripe. And the ball is dropped down into the middle, and fairly heavy clash there immediately, but no whistle. And bursting out with the ball is indeed Aaron McLean, who was in for the throw-in. Carol McLean. You're going to hear the name McLean quite a lot during this commentary. And as I said, manager Frank McLean keeping the close eye. Who knows, we may see Frank again. 40 years of age. He came on for 6 minutes in the last game, in the first game I should say, against Gweedore, where there was just 2 points in the margin at that stage. And Glenfin were hoping to get something out of it. So ball has been moved outside the arc. Picked up by Daniel Marley, who's captain of this Glenfin team. Punt pass to Sean Ward. Sean Ward back over to Daniel McLean. Daniel McLean, toe to hand, right under our camera angle here, to Oisin McLean. Oisin McLean, number 15, happy to go across the field and will spray the ball simply and easily to the captain, Daniel. So Daniel Marley is on the ball, and again, as is typical of the game at this stage, there will be a period of maybe 60 seconds or more of passing, and then of course an attempt to break the zonal defence. Ball is flicked inside, well covered by Four Masters. Early days yet, but they're doing quite well. Right footed kick inside the D, and we're up and running. Sean Ward, who has 10 points in this championship so far in 2 games, has added to his personal tally. He's top scorer for Glenfin. Beautiful score, very simple. Got inside the D and made sure, Morris.
Yeah, look, we said beforehand, Sean Ward was always going to be a big player. Great build-up play from Glenfin. Got the shooter on the ball and got a good early score to settle them down.
So, Four Masters taking it slowly but surely, staying outside the 45-metre line, injecting a bit of pace. Paddy Reid. Paddy Reid on the stand side, back to Conor Reid, the captain. Conor Reid soloing toe to hand, and I imagine he's going to flick the ball. The simple ball would have been to 7, but he's flicked it back out to the corner forward, and that's Alex McCalmont. Alex is already a point in this championship now. He is 2. Very simple scores, but not a glove laden anybody, Morris. Not like the old days.
Well, it's a feature of the modern game.
There's less physical contact.
There's less physical contact, apart from in this scenario now where the kick out comes, breaking ball, and that's where I suppose most of the physical contact is in these contests.
Huge kick by Andrew Walsh, but easily picked up there by Paddy Reid. Paddy Reid's a big strong fella, isn't he? He's certainly...
He's had a good start to this game, Paddy Reid.
Absolutely.
There's Glenfin have the aid of a good breeze. You know, I come in here at half time, the reserve game was level, but Four Masters ended up winning 3-17 to 2-5 in the second half, aided by the breeze. So it's a huge factor, especially with the 2-pointers.
So skirting with the D, the outside D as we call it, back to Turlough Carr. Again, that's a name you're going to hear a lot of during this game, because basically a lot of what happens with this team goes through Turlough. Conor Reid picks it up and they spray it out to the left hand side. A speculative effort there, won well by Paddy Reid. Paddy Reid, the ball sent into him by Killian Faulkner. Paddy Reid knocks the ball out, and an attempt for a score and a super point.
Well, you know, we talk about a 1 out of, or a 2 out of 10, and that time from the far side there, I think on that far side it might have been Daniel McGinty, was it?
Great
Oh,
score
it's
by
Conor
Conor
McCann.
McCann.
Conor
Yeah, I
McCann,
wasn't
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So,
Well, as I said before, Michael, I've seen that before. I mean, serious talent, and one we're going to hear a lot about in Donegal football in the coming years.
so Conor McCall, or Conor McCall as they call him locally, super player. I watched him playing at colleges level, and he's a super talented guy. And the ball back to Turlough Carr. Turlough Carr is on the 20-metre line, flicks it outside again. Steady as she goes for Four Masters. Callum Reid sprays the ball way out to Killian Faulkner. Killian Faulkner towed the hand, a little bit of a jink. Opportunity for a 2-pointer. Opportunity is spurned at this stage, playing very, very carefully, and again looking for that man McCall. This time he flicks it inside and he picks it up again. He's on just outside the 13-metre line, and that's another great score. And that was Alex McCalmont, number 15, adding his second point.
Yeah, very impressed by their inside play. Their forwards are really showing out for ball there, and the movement of the inside forwards. There's no one staying still inside there, and that's what you're looking for, your inside men, that they're given options. They're always on the move and getting out in front. And well, a good start to the game from Four Masters.
Great start for Four Masters. They're winning the midfield battle as well here. So it's 3 points to 1 at this stage in favour of the home team. So the locals will be happy here. Glenfin haven't really settled into this game, and certainly will be worrying about their inability to win that ball at midfield. Keelan Lockley going toe to hand down the wing. Again, time and time again, he's feeding this ball inside to McCalmont. McCalmont back to Oisin Reid. Steady as she goes. Turlough Carr. Conor Reid. Conor Reid is crossing the 45-metre line. Again, this is all very, very good build-up play here, but a lot of hand passes. As again, flirting with the D all the time, inside and outside. Against this breeze, I'm not sure if Four Masters are really contemplating a 2-pointer, and I can tell you that the breeze is actually stiffening. And again, another chance for a score here off the left boot. This one is dropped in to the hands of the goalkeeper Conor Reid there, off the left peg, and easily taken by Andrew Walsh in the Glenfin goal. Glenfin break. They haven't been on the ball that much, as I said, struggling. 3 points to 1 behind here, struggling to win their own kick out or any kick out at this stage. But from this short ball moved out of defence from that poor attempt dropped into the keeper's hands, they have taken primary possession and are moving nicely, heading for the Four Masters 45-metre line. Check back, ball sprayed way across the field. As I said, beautiful evening here. It's been a fabulous summer really, and just as well we're enjoying the fresh air here in Tyrconnell Park, and it is, well, apart from the breeze, Morris, is pretty good for football.
It's a balmy summer's evening, you know, late August evening, and it certainly is. The breeze is quite stiff, and I would feel that Glenfin are going to have to make some use of it, and maybe have to go for a few 2-pointers early on here.
Yeah, and I think maybe this is what's on their minds at the moment. Of course, that is Luke McGlynn. He has something about him. Big high ball in there. Not sure if Jason Morrow was attempting for a 2-pointer there, but it was well short. And dare I say it, Morris, there might have been an argument about whether he was inside or outside, because he was on or outside the arc at that stage, but that's something Earn Gales people will be very familiar with, having won their appeal over those 2-pointers against Donegal. Luke McGlynn with a great kick.
I think
and there we go.
That was a 2-pointer.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Well, Val was about 2 or 3 yards away from him, so I think there was no doubt about that one. Look, you know, there was much debate made about that stuff last week.
So Luke McGlynn opens his account here. Super player with a 2-pointer, using that breeze as we predicted, and the sides are level here, 3 points apiece. And we have played. I didn't hit the stopwatch exactly on time, Morris. I reckon we played about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I make it round that myself, Michael. You would feel Glenfin will need a few more 2-pointers, because that breeze is definitely going to be a factor, and you would want some of those 4 Masters guys like McCahill and
Sean Ward from Karen McGlynn spraying the ball back to Daniel McGlynn. Looking for Jason Morrow. Aaron McGlynn out to the wing. The ball is going to be worked back to Luke McGlynn. Young player, but decides a lot of what happens for this Glenfin side. It's a measure in some ways, I suppose, of the belief they have in him, despite his tender years, because he has been one of the stars of underage football in Donegal, and he really is, when he gets going, he is a superb player. So ball goes astray for Glenfin, easily picked up by McCalmont. McCalmont, of course, with 2 points, Alex, early in this game. And an old-fashioned ball sent in long, and it's going to be picked up for 4 Masters, but they work it back out, of course, to Turlock Carr. Turlock Carr to Conor Reid. Conor Reid again, happy to spray the ball wide. Very, very patient build-up here by Barry Dunnion's team. Barry Dunnion, of course, and Barry Monaghan, amongst others, involved in the management of this 4 Masters team. Barry Dunnion, a superb athlete in his day, very unlucky with injury, would have had a much greater involvement with Donegal at senior level. Definitely travelling.
Yeah, look, it was my first thought there. He had taken a little bit too much out of the ball, and Val was right, you know, on point with it, and
but again, Glenfin wastes the ball, and it's back with 4 Masters, and they're on the attack again, and there's a chance here. Killian Faulkner, I thought he was going to swing it with the left, but opts not to. Turlock Carr, right foot of sole, jinks inside the arc and back outside. Lots of room here. Very few physical tackles as such. And another relatively easy score, this time from Paddy Reid. And that, I make it 4 points to 3 in favour of 4 Masters. And just from our position here, we can't see the scoreboard, so I hope, Morris, you're going to keep me right here.
No, you're right on that, Michael, to my mind anyway. Look, 4 Masters would be very happy, you know, after
against the breeze.
Against the breeze. We're deep into the first quarter here, and they're leading by a point.
So Glenfin have won their kick out. Again, the slow, patient build-up. Sean Ward, Carl McGlynn, Jack Long. Haven't seen much of Jack on the ball. He was very prominent in the game against Squidor. And again, it's back to Luke McGlynn, a name, as I said, you've heard plenty of already in the opening stanza of this game. So Glenfin just 1 point behind, courtesy of that 2-pointer, but 4 Masters have been team who've been doing all the running. Oisin McGlynn. Oisin back to Jason Morrow. Jason Morrow, he's just outside the 45-metre line. Fist a pass inside. Looks like, there's an advantage here. So there's a free shot from outside the arc if they create it. Val Murray, the referee, maintains the hand up. So from, I take it, outside the arc, we'll see an opportunity here from the ground.
I think he's just slightly inside with that one, Michael. But, a big factor of this is Glenfin's build-up play seems to be really slow.
It's very, very, very predictable.
Very predictable. The difference for me in the two teams, when 4 Masters get the ball, the pace at which they move the ball through the hands, Glenfin are going to have to move the ball much quicker. And another factor is the high line that the 4 Masters are defending on. They're pushing out. They're not going to give the chance for those 2-pointers. Now, if Glenfin really could see the space that's inside and maybe leave McLean inside and pop out into that space. There's loads of space between the two Ds.
So the applause tells you that Sean Ward has rather nonchalantly kicked the ball over the bar from about 43 metres out just inside the arc, and an important score. Glenfin, it's not going great for them, but they're level, 4 points apiece.
Look,
that's all you need at this stage. So a breaking ball here, and looking to win it was Jason Morrow. Ball's on the ground, moved quickly by Paddy Reid. No waiting for the free. It's a great rule that keeps the play moving very quickly.
Absolutely.
It's one of the best rules they brought in.
Yeah.
So Four Masters looking for another score. Callum Reid jinks outside inside to Paddy Reid. Paddy Reid has a point already. Back to Conor Reid, the captain, just again outside the D on the stand side of the ground here at Tyrconnell Park. 4 points apiece if you've just joined us here. 15 minutes played in Tyrconnell Park in this Michael Murphy Senior Football Championship round 3. A huge effort there off the left boot, and opinions are divided on that, but it's wide from Conor.
It was definitely wide.
And a poor kick out here, and a chance for a goal for Four Masters. The ball is flicked inside. Will it be flicked to the net? Oh! I think that was McCalmont with a chance to flick it to the net.
Well, it's interesting passage of play because the goalkeeper went for a short kick out and was cut out over on the far side there. I think it was by Paddy Reid, and seen Killian Faulkner inside, flicked it across. Conor McCall was in there, and he's had a bad 30 seconds because he just went for a worldie, I suppose you'd call it. He was looking for the 2-pointer, but and then missed that one. But Four Masters had the advantage, and they have the free here on the far side. And indeed, I think it is Conor McCall.
It is Conor.
Yeah.
Left-footed, outside the inner arc, so to speak. Swings it beautifully, but that ball is going to be contested inside. And Glenfin's Martin O'Donnell very happy to let that ball go out left and wide. So I make that the second wide for Four Masters. No great wastage so far in this game, but if it's tight, these are the chances that will be regretted by both teams.
One feature, and look at this kick out, it's gone like 65 metres plus on the breeze, and Conor McHale mightn't be missing those in the second half to get those opportunities, wind assisted.
Absolutely fantastic kick out from Andrew Walsh, as you say, with the breeze, but having said that, it's still a mighty coof. Keelan Loughney, number 4, soloing. He has Killian inside. Killian Faulkner gives it to him. Killian happy to knock the ball back to Kevin Muldoon. Kevin Muldoon swings it right across the field here, changing the direction of the attack for Four Masters. 4 points apiece it remains here. Four Masters in the ascendancy, but ironically on the scoreboard it's level pegging, so Glenfin will be delighted with that, and Frank McLean, because Glenfin are a dangerous team in the last 5-10 minutes of any game, as we found out at intermediate championship level area when we were playing them. Frank was playing centre half back that day, and he gave a masterclass of tactical play, and that's what they're very, very good at. But it's looking good so far for Four Masters, albeit they're not ahead at this stage, but they're the team that are doing all the attacking here. And the ball has been moved 15-16 times, still on the 45-metre line or close to it with Torlock Carr. Torlock Carr turns back outside and launched by McCalmont. And there we go.
Excellent score, and
a super 2-pointer against the breeze.
He's a player I've been very impressed with. That's 4 points.
He's had a fabulous start here. So 6 points to 4 in favour of Four Masters, and Alex McCalmont has indeed, as you say, he has 2 ordinary scores and he has his 2-pointer, so that in any man's money is 4 points. Doing well, easily and nicely taken there, very assured by Sean Ward. Left-footed kick by Aaron McLean. He's disappointed with that. I make that Glenfin's first wide. They're not using the breeze.
No, Michael, and they really are. The signs aren't good for them here, because this breeze is going to be a major factor. You see Alex McCalmont kicking that 2-pointer there, and the amount of people that Four Masters have that can score once they
Yeah.
get that breeze.
Beautiful knockdown again there by Daniel Marley, creating a chance. They certainly are well able to win this dirty ball at midfield. Val Murray, the referee from Erua, points for a free on just inside the 45-metre line, and it's worked back the way as Four Masters build again. Very assured. Nice pass with the outside of the right boot. Again, the target is Keelan Loughlin. Keelan Loughlin's been on serious amount of ball. He overcooks that one slightly for Killian Faulkner. Killian Faulkner picks it up before it goes out over the end line, and it's back with Turlock Carr. Turlock Carr swings his boot at it, and again picked up by Conor Reid. Conor Reid works it on the outside. Four Masters are looking for another opportunity, and there's 8 minutes to half time here. Four Masters leading, another chance for a score. Ball driven low, brilliantly saved by Andrew Walsh. Not so sure the goal was on there. Well hit all the same, but not shy for going.
Was it Richard Rourke that time? That came
Richard
through?
Rourke, I think, had the shot left footed.
Yeah.
Well saved and with the feet. So Glenfin's goalkeeper Andrew Walsh has done extremely well there.
Might not have been the best option, you know, if Four Masters could have tagged on another point. We're approaching half time.
You'd be thinking keep the scoreboard ticking.
Keep the scoreboard ticking.
As a manager, you'd be delighted to see it go in, Morris, but you might be saying at half time maybe at this stage.
Well, sometimes we talk about decisions and good decisions and bad decisions.
Glenfin with a chance here. Half block down, and a very important block there. Denying a score for Carl McLean. Lewis McCaughon, keeper, easily scoops the ball up. Four Masters transfer it easily and smoothly to Conor Reid. Conor Reid, a real workhorse at midfield, huge engine, and he's been on the ball so much in the first 22 minutes of this game here. Michael Murphy, Senior Football Championship, round 3. Four Masters leading 6 points to Glenfin's 4. Alex McCalman, he's been so good in this game. McCalman right-footed, and beautiful score. He's having the game of his life.
Well,
that's his 5th point. Three ordinary and a 2-pointer.
Well, he's having the half of his life.
Half of his life.
There's no doubt about it.
Morris, don't put the hicks on him now when he's going well. He's playing well.
He certainly very impressed with him. You know, he got that first point, then he got his other point. He got the 2-pointer. Really showing well. But again, Four Masters, it's their movement. They're really on top in this game, and very worrying signs for Glenfin here.
So from the kick out, Andrew Walsh, the Glenfin keeper, launched the ball almost close to the Four Masters 45-metre line, but again broken down, and the dirty ball won by Four Masters. Glenfin are getting little or nothing from those kick outs, whether it's from Four Masters keeper or indeed from their own. So that's a major issue for them. They just simply can't get their hands on the ball. Having said that, Four Masters have been very, very patient, and at one stage in this game, of course, it was 4 points each, and I had to look at the score a couple of times because I thought Four Masters were playing so well. They should have been ahead at that stage, and even now only 6 points to 4 ahead in this game, but they're against the breeze, but they look very, very comfortable. And another 2-pointer, and it's 7-4 I should say, and that's a 2-pointer, and that makes it 9. So it's now 9 points to 4. Super score. Did you see who scored that one, Morris? I did. I wasn't sure. I was looking down at the score.
It was over on that far side there. Not sure if it was Conor McCall that got that one, but
we'll pick it up. We'll pick it up at half time. So 9 points to 4. We've about 4 minutes left to the break here in Tyrconnell Park. Martin O'Donnell, cheeky, flicked the ball over the head of the advancing Killian Faulkner.
Killian
very,
Faulkner
very
intercepted it.
Big man Killian, he did well to get that ball away from. So it's welcome any day, but when you're doing commentary, the sunshine.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought my hat. So Glenfin again, building slowly, passing the ball laterally, close to the halfway line. Yeah, there's just a lack of speed there, isn't there, Morris?
Yeah, look, you know, I've to reiterate this point again, they're really just, they're going around in circles here. Maybe Sean Ward a chance there, but and a lot of that has to be put down to good defence from Four Masters. They've really stepped up the line there. They've put pressure on the shooters, and they've won a free out here. And
a free out after all of that palaver from Glenfin. Really was just a lack of incisiveness, playing with the ball around midfield. Beautiful long ball by complete contrast there, fired in by McCalmont again, and he's picked out Turlough Carr. Turlough Carr, number 11, goes right, goes left, and again simple build-up play here from Four Masters, who lead 9 points to 4. 2 2-pointers a part of that.
Well,
we think that score was by Conor McCahill, but we'll check it at half-time, that other 2-pointer. Glenfin now send a long early ball, slightly different tactic here, an opportunity for a score, right footed kick, and the shrug of the shoulders tells you everything you want to know about that, and they're second wide of this opening half. Real disappointment for Glenfin.
even as we look out here, Michael, you know, at the body language of the players and Glenfin players at the moment, even the reaction to that.
The shoulders are hunched, aren't they?
The shoulders are hunched, whereas Four Masters and everything, there's more urgency about their game.
Yeah. There's a flow to them.
Absolutely.
So, Lewis McCahan, for those of you in Radio Land, wearing what looks to me like a black jersey with a white stripe, as opposed to the traditional Four Masters, predominantly blue with the white stripe. Richard O'Rourke, winded as he won that ball. Ball has moved in quickly, and again a chance here. Oh, very unlucky for Turlough Carr. Almost managed to get his foot to it, and again speculative shot in there, relatively easily saved by Andrew Walsh, and I think the shooter was again Conor McCall. So they've been very, very busy, Four Masters, but they've let things go as well. They've missed opportunities, and maybe twice now they've gone for goals where maybe points would have been better advised.
I'm not sure if he was going for a goal at that stage. I think it might have just come off his boot and
going for a point,
and it dropped short. But yeah, the Four Masters really, I suppose, they could nearly be out the gate here because they've had chances.
Yeah.
They've had a couple of half-goal chances, but still they'll be quite happy. They're controlling this game.
Yeah. Second half with the breeze as well should be a big benefit to them. And another attempt at a two-pointer, this time by Stephen Ward for Glenfin, and it goes to the right and wide, their third wide of the first half. 9 points to 4 in favour of Four Masters here, the Michael Murphy Senior Football Championship, and Four Masters will be very, very happy. Misdirected kick picked up easily by Aaron McGlynn. There's space here for the Glenfin team to exploit. Thinking about the two-pointer, ball knocked over to Jason Morrow. Jason Morrow, one of the midfielders, wearing number 9. He's just outside the 45-metre line. Again, lateral, slow build-up. Daniel McGlynn, centre half back, wearing number 6, to Luke McGlynn. We should see an injection of pace here. Luke McGlynn goes one way and the other. He's inside the arc, fisted pass, heavy tackle on Daniel McGlynn. A great score. A lovely point for Glenfin, and that narrows the gap, 9 points to 5. So they're anything but out of it, although you would worry about that breeze in the second half, Morris.
Yeah, fine score on that far side, and I think it may have been Aaron McGlynn. Really well worked, and I'm surprised they didn't go for the two-pointer. I'm surprised Luke McGlynn didn't go for the two-pointer there, because it's two-pointers they need at this stage. And
need them badly, so there's a tussle here for the ball. And the free is given to Four Masters to foul Jason Morrow on his immediate opponent. Turlough Carr again. To McCalmont. McCalmont top scorer in this half with 5 points. Completely unmarked. Keelan Loughney, number 4, on the 20-metre line. Doesn't seem to have any great desire to go for a score himself. And again, Four Masters looking for the score, this time outside the arc, back inside it again. Left footed kick. Is it going to spin? Is it going to tail? Beautiful score by Paddy Reid.
Well, you made a comment there about the cornerback wasn't going to shoot. I would say the cornerback is definitely not going to shoot, but they work the ball so well, and they work it around the arc, and they work it around the defence, and 10 points to 5 now. I mean, Four Masters.
It's not a huge gap in the modern game, but it's significant.
It's really is. And I suppose in terms of possession and us looking at this, Michael, everybody'd have to agree Four Masters are well on top of this one.
So looking comfortable, albeit nowadays 5 points. In the old days, which aren't that old, shall we say, 5 points would have been a gap that many club teams in Donegal would have been almost professional at defending, but nowadays with the 2 pointers it's anything but as secure, which is a good thing. Glenfin here need to score before half time, and the opportunity maybe with Luke Midlin, he's out there on the 45, flicks the ball inside looking for another 2 pointer, but this time it goes to the right and wide yet again. Frustration, I think that was Sean Ward having a pot, but no joy for Glenfin. They've had 4 wides, Four Masters just 2.
They've had a couple of speculative efforts, and really their lack of composure in shooting has been evident. I suppose you have to put that down to the defence too, and the pressure that the defence are putting on them with these shots,
So Lewis McCahon's kick goes close to the sideline and is brilliantly held and kept in play. And again, Keelan Loughney, this time he's on the far side, he's carrying an awful lot of ball forward here. And another chance, there's great speed here, and another chance, but the ball goes out and wide, and our referee agrees. Appeals for a free here from Four Masters, but they go unheeded, and Val Murray says no, and the kick out is taken quickly and cleverly as Glenfin again try to build a score here. It's 10 points to 5 if you've just joined us in the Senior Football Championship game here in Tyrconnell Park, round 3. Four Masters already had a victory over St. Noel's in an earlier round, and of course defeat at the hands of Terman, but this is looking good in this first half, but a long way to go yet. They lead, as I said, by 10 points to 5. So Oisin Midlin, Daniel Marley, number 11, left-footed kick way out to the what we would call the far side from our position here, but it's under the stand. Luke Midlin happy to take on his man, goes past him, back in possession, going for the 2-pointer. No, tries to pick the pass there, and that doesn't work. So
that last passage of play was symptomatic of everything maybe that was going wrong for Glenfin in this first half, and then I suppose Luke Midlin was trying to thread it through the eye of the needle there, and it was cut out. But I suppose
okay, well, that's the negative stuff. What's the good stuff, Morris, from this first half? I'm going to put words in your mouth here. The man who certainly is man of the first half anyway, Mr. McCalmont.
Absolutely.
Super with the scores, but also very good in ordinary play.
Well, he played a pass from underneath us here. He played a 40-metre pass up the wing to Paddy Reid. And that's a feature of Four Masters. They can move, they can carry the ball off the shoulder, or they're not afraid to put an early ball inside, because they feel they have the calibre of forwards inside there who can win it. Very, very much in the ascendancy here, and no more than we've spoken about Glenfin, and they're a championship team and all of that. It's very difficult to see a way back from them in this one.
No, and as you said, there's something about the body language, or maybe I said it myself as well. There's something about them that it's not the Glenfin that I would have seen over the years.
No, and sometimes that can happen. A team, especially a team, I suppose they wouldn't have been up in the higher echelons of the championship in the last 5-6 years. They've been looking, I suppose, to stay in senior championship. They put all the effort probably into that first game with Guidor, felt it was a game they can win, and they come out of that losing narrowly, and it really takes a lot of the oxygen out. They probably would have approached their second game with St. Michael's thinking, we have an opportunity here, and come up against a Michael Langan inspired St. Michael's and ship a heavy defeat. So it knocks confidence, Michael, when you have 2 defeats.
It does indeed. Well, it's half time here in Tyrconnell Park, and do come back to us for second half commentary, live streaming of course on Ocean FM. It's 10 points to Four Masters, 5 points to Glenfin. Four Masters ominously have the breeze in the second half, and they have that ability of course to win the ball at midfield. So it's been sort of non-contact at times, some nice football in this game, but for me it doesn't have the feel of Senior Football Championship at the moment. So Four Masters to the good, 10 points to 5 here in Tyrconnell Park. Join us for second half commentary. over by Four Masters. Early days yet, but they're doing quite well. Right footed kick inside the D, and we're all, the simple ball would have been to 7, but he's flicked it back out to the corner forward, and that's Paddy Reid. The ball sent into him by Killian Faulkner. Paddy Reid knocks the ball out, and an attempt for a score, and that's playing very, very carefully, and again looking for that man McCall. This time he flicks it inside and he picks it up again. He's on just outside. We're very familiar with, having won the repeal over doors 2-pointers against Donegal. Luke McLean with a great kick, the arc and back outside. Lots of room here, very few physical tackles as such.
Now, if Glenfin really could see the space that's inside and maybe leave McLean inside and pop out into that space, there's loads of space.
Close to it with Turlock Carr. Turlock Carr turns back outside and launched by McCalmont to Glenfin's 4. Alex McCalmont, he's been so good in this game. McCalmont right-footed and ahead in this game, but they're against the breeze, but they look very, very comfortable. And another 2-pointer, and it's 7-4 I should say on the other. He's inside the arc, fisted pass, heavy tackle on Daniel McLean. Outside the arc, back inside it again, left footed kick. Is it going to spin? Is it going to tail? Beautiful score by Paddy Reid.
At Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure, we cater for everyone, from top sporting athletes to relaxed casual sporting individuals and everyone in between. We also provide a large range of teamwear services and cater for schools and clubs. Orders can be customised to your specification to suit your individual needs. From clothing to equipment, we've got you covered.
Well, you made a comment there about the cornerback wasn't going to shoot. I would say the cornerback is definitely not going to shoot, but they work the ball so well, and they work it around the arc, and they work it around the defence, and 10 points to 5 now. I mean, Four Masters.
It's not a huge gap in the modern game, but it's significant.
It really is, and I suppose in terms of possession and us looking at this, Michael,
well covered by four Masters. Early days yet, but they're doing quite well. Right footed kick inside the D, and where ball, the simple ball would have been to 7, but he's flicked it back out to the corner forward, and that's Paddy Reid. The ball sent into him by Killian Faulkner. Paddy Reid knocks the ball out, and an attempt for a score, and that's playing very, very carefully, and again looking for that man McCall. This time he flicks it inside and he picks it up again. He's on just outside. Be very familiar with, having won the repeal over doors 2 pointers against Sturdy Gonley. Luke McLean with a great kick. The arc and back outside. Lots of room here. Very few physical tackles as such.
Now, if Glenfin really could see the space that's inside and maybe leave McLean inside and pop out into that space, there's loads of space.
Close to it with Turlough Carr. Turlough Carr turns back outside and launched by McCalmont to Glenfin's 4. Alex McCalmont, he's been so good in this game. McCalmont right footed and ahead in this game, but they're against the breeze, but they look very, very comfortable. And another 2-pointer, and it's 7-4 I should say, and the other, he's inside the arc, fisted pass, heavy tackle on Daniel McLean. Outside the arc, back inside it again, left footed kick. Is it going to spin? Is it going to tail? Beautiful score by Paddy Reid.
Wow.
4.
GE agus fáilte ras go dtí park Tyrconnell, Donegal town. Again, beautiful evening here. I was just looking, slight breeze, but we're hovering around 20 degrees here. We don't know where we're living. It's absolutely fantastic, but I'm sure neither of the teams will be that worried about that. Four Masters 10 points, Glenfin 5 points here in this Michael Murphy Senior Football Championship third round. Val Murray checks his 2 watches, throws the ball in the air, and there's that gladiatorial contest for it. Glenfin needs scores so badly early in this second half. As I said, Four Masters with the breeze. So I've done some checking at half-time in terms of scores, just to let you know that I haven't given Kevin Muldoon full credit. He in fact did score that 2-pointer, and he added 2 others as well. Conor McCall has 1, and Alex McCollum has had a very good first half for Four Masters with 5 points, including a 2-pointer. And the scorers for Glenfin: Sean Ward 2, Oran O'Connor 1, and a 2-pointer from Luke McGlynn. So Four Masters now with the ball under the stand side of the ground. Again, picking their passes under no great pressure. The zonal defending by Glenfin, of course, as is common nowadays, reserved for the D. Four Masters probing down the left wing, thinking of a 2-pointer here. They have that breeze, as we talked about, to assist Turlough Carr. Nice right-footed ball inside, and a beautiful score.
And indeed, I think that was a substitute that's on there, or was it McCahill?
Nice. Oh, it's McCahill. Very hard to make out the number on that. Conor McCall, as they call him.
Thought it was 17.
And a beautiful score.
Yeah, no, great ball in there from Turlough Carr, and he can run on the loop and just swung it over.
Yeah, all the tippy-tappy and passing, and then one bang of a ball. It opens the whole things up. Fantastic. So Glenfin get the ball, win the kick out. Daniel McGlynn, number 6. Great servant of this Glenfin club. Daniel Marley spreads it out to our side to another McGlynn, Carl McGlynn. Carl McGlynn, short pass to Sean Ward. Sean Ward looks to have been fouled. 2 different players very close to him there. Glenfin going to take this kick. Sean Ward shaping, he's outside the arc.
I think he may be inside it, Michael.
Slightly inside it.
Slightly inside. It's very difficult to tell with the line.
Difficult kick.
Maybe not. Difficult kick into the breeze.
Into the breeze. He's about 35 yards out. Oh, he stepped over the arc. He's definitely inside it. Catches it nicely, catches it sweetly, and it's over the bar. His 3rd score. And a good start for Glenfin. They narrow the gap about 35 yards out. 11 points to 6. He's definitely inside it. Catches it nicely, catches it sweetly.
They needed a score. They had to come back straight away. They've just got to try and hold on here to Four Masters' coattails and try and bring this one down the straight for the last quarter.
So they've done better this time from the kick out by Lewis McCann, the Four Masters goalkeeper. It's well won. There's a little bit of a change in attitude. Did you notice the contact, the physical contact there, Morris? That's the first time I've seen that as the ball was in the air. So maybe there's a message sent out at half-time as well. Frank McGlynn was a great footballer, but he wasn't shy with the contact either, at the right time in the right place.
Well, you would imagine Glenfin are a proud club, and definitely Frank wouldn't have been pleased with that first half performance.
It was very lethargic, but here's a real chance here for Glenfin. Sorry, cutting across you, Morris. And Val does one of his very neat side steps, which were a reminder of his own football career, where he had that very neat jink. Luke McGlynn has been well shepherded here. He's trying to make a difference. He's trying to make an inroad. Flicks the ball inside. It's lifted at the second attempt, and it's back outside. Glenfin, great covering defence here by Four Masters. You can say what you like about the passing, but the Four Masters are very, very good on that zonal defence, and they're very, very fit.
I know,
very
absolutely, strong. And Glenfin are having to work much harder for their scores.
Yeah, there's no simple openings for them, whereas some of the Four Master scores have been not quite a stroll in, but they've been nice scores. So, looked like a foul there, it gets away with it. No, that's senior championship football. And the ball well won there by Dylan Kennedy, the full back. And back outside to the captain, Conor Reid. And they traverse the 20-metre line. Steadies himself, Killian Faulkner raises a white flag. His first of the afternoon. The number 14 big strong lad, beautiful kick with the left foot, splits the post.
Well,
So
the speed at which the transition, the full back came out and he won the ball, debatable. Glenfin were looking for a free, but Val wave play on and they moved the ball so quickly, and I think it was Paddy Reid carried the ball up the field into Turlock Carr and just flicked it inside Killian Faulkner. Beautiful score.
12 points to 6 now, and a big opening here and a chance with the outside of the boot. Alex McCalmont wide, and that's just their 4th wide, the first of the second half for Four Masters. The breeze is definitely picking up here, and I'm not so sure it's assisting as much as it was. It seems to be coming more into our face.
Yeah,
across the field.
it seems to be blowing in from the bay into our face now here, Michael. So you could see with that one, Alex McCalmont went to kick that one with the outside of the boot, and it tailed out on him. The wind caught it. Oh,
very
well
clever there by Four Masters. And again, Conor McCall, he's picked it up. Chance here with the right foot, and squeezes it just narrowly wide. Four Masters look very, very comfortable here. Again, no great pressure on them. Let's short kick out this time. Picked up by Karen McGlynn. Clever from Andrew Walsh. McGlynn wasn't marked. Ball on the 45-metre line, far side the field. Killian Faulkner does great work in covering back. Again to Karen McGlynn, a real workhorse. Working the socks off here for Glenfin. Sean Ward, who scored 3 points, 2 of them from frees, and has a total of 13 points so far. Excuse me, in this championship. So then the momentum is lost and the play slows down, and the Four Masters defence is set, and it makes it all the more difficult. Maybe some magic from Luke McGlynn. Daniel Marley, left-footed solo, fisted pass. Back out again to the ball handler, for want of a better expression, Carl McGlynn. Everything seems to be going through him. Remind me of the good old days watching covering basketball. So Carl McGlynn flicks it back to Daniel McGlynn. No great sense of urgency here. Luke McGlynn tries to take on his man, bursts past him. Oisin Reid, still McGlynn. He really is the only real sense of an injection of pace to this Glenfin side, and he wins his free.
Yeah, he's been really tightly marshalled over there and just been man-marked.
It's a bit unfair to say he's on his own, but he's not.
Well, he's continuously buzzing around there trying to make something happen, and it's very difficult to break down. Four Masters are so well set up, very difficult, and he is the one man that seems to be been tagged and man-marked in there.
So another opportunity here for Glenfin to cut the deficit. They trail by double scores, 12 points to 6, early in the second half here in Tyrconnell Park Senior Football Championship round 3. Dead ball from the ground. Sean Ward with the kick.
2-pointer.
And that's a 2-pointer. And that's just what the doctor ordered, Morris.
Well, you know,
Super
they're hanging on to the coattails there, and very dangerous team, you know, championship team to leave in a game. Four Masters may regret some of those missed chances. 12
points to 8 now, just 4 in it again. The 2-pointer is such a different dynamic to Gaelic football. It really does cut the gap very, very quickly. But that's a super score off the deck. Good challenge over under the stand, resulting in possession retained or gained by Four Masters. Conor Reid. Easy, lazy pass back outside. Turlock Carr. I'm showing my age there now, thinking Shane Carr, the dad, is it? Turlock Carr flicks it inside, another chance for score here. Ball inside, works the 1-2, and it's popped over the bar.
Yes.
And a lovely score there. I think it was Richard O'Rourke, I'm fairly sure it was. 13 points to 8. But
was indeed. Well, you know, Turlock Carr is really like a little midfield general here.
He's running the show, isn't he?
Everything goes through him. He's just out there on the edge of the arc, and he sprayed the ball wide that time, and they managed to work a couple of 1-2s, and lovely finish by Richard O'Rourke.
Super kick out, brilliantly fetched in the air by Paddy Reid. He's great pair of hands on him. He's one of those long mullet haircuts. Wouldn't suit you, Morris.
No, well, maybe
so back inside
maybe 40
McCall,
years ago.
Back inside to McCall jinking one way, jinking the other. He's been fouled, surely. Val has a hand up. Yeah. He had goal on his mind, Morris.
He had, but I'm really impressed with Four Masters. They just keep going about their business. The 2-pointer went over. That's going to be cancelled out probably within 90 seconds. And really good response there to the 2-pointer. But McCall, he's a jinky player, and he's had a couple of misses there in the first half, but it's a sign of a really good player. He's not letting it affect him. He's showing for everything.
So what's he's about? He's 20, 25 metres out here, right hand side, 20 from the sideline, left foot kick. And there's a break. Val is.
Well, I see one of
had a word with one of his umpires, and now he's happy to let that go. I thought there was going to be a card. So it's 13 points to 8 at the moment, but I imagine this will be 14 points to 8. Conor McCall, or Conor McCall as they call it locally, left foot. Yeah. Didn't put an awful lot of air into it, but put enough and guaranteed the score. So going well. His third point of the afternoon, and it's now 14 points to 8 in favour of Four Masters. So
yeah, well,
if you're a Four Masters fan, you'd be happy enough, but I suppose you and I are hoping for something maybe that might light this game up a little bit. It's been very much Four Masters in control from pretty early on, even at the stage where they're 4 points apiece. The 2-pointers may make a difference.
Well, there's just a difference in we speak about the difference in the pace of the build-up and transition and all that type of stuff. And Four Masters, I do notice that Glenfin they've gone long with this one, but a few they tried to go short with there to gain that primary possession, but they've lost this one again going long.
So Carl McGlynn is off, and number 18 comes on for Glenfin. And just going to check, as we didn't get the Glenfin subs, to see who that is coming on for them. So the ball moves outside, and Four Masters still going for scores here. And this one goes to the left and wide. So Tommy McNulty wearing 18 is in for Aaron McGlynn, so that's Tommy McNulty.
And Kieran
Brady, number 20, in for Oisin McGlynn. Those are the two changes on the Glenfin team. They've just come to me by text. So thank you to Sinead, County PRO, for that. We got the Glenfin team, but we didn't get the subs. But no matter, technology is great. So in for Glenfin, Kieran Brady and Tommy McNulty. Kieran Brady wearing 20 and Tommy McNulty wearing 18.
Bit of a break here, I think.
Break and play for an injury here to Conor McCall. He's getting a sup of water and he's okay, I think. Or has he been brought ashore? It looks like that's an injury that will require more attention. Possibly that could be the end of his afternoon. I'm not so sure.
I think it's looking that way. It may be a blood sub now, I'm not sure, but he's going to.
He seems to be holding his shoulder, Morris.
Yeah.
So Oisin McGlynn, Kieran Brady, number 20, is that other sub in for the men from Glenfin. 14 points to 8 here in favour of the hosts, Four Masters. And a round of applause for Conor McCall. That'll be a disappointing end for him because he really was beginning to light up this second half.
Yeah, he was second half. He
we'll
really.
bring you news of
Oh,
the
there's hit the.
And a chance here to finish with a goal. Paul knocked inside. Very, very lucky for Glenfin that didn't end up in the net. So another score for Four Masters.
And I think it was the number 7 that time who
coming all the way up the field. It was indeed Callum Reid. So 15 points to 8.
So Joe Leap has come on for Conor McCall there.
And Joe Leap has come on indeed.
Wearing number 18.
And there's another break here. Two players colliding. And referee Val Murray, I think you could pick it up here on the sound. Two players down as a result of a clash of heads.
I had,
So
unfortunately for Glenfin, this game just seems to be ambling towards an inevitable conclusion with Four Masters tagging on a few scores, and look, it's almost double scores, 15 points to 8 here, and they did with that 2-pointer when they got back to 4. You would have hoped they could have, and you rightfully pointed out after half time they did show a little bit more urgency, and you would expect that. You would expect Frank McLean to give them a bit of a rollicking at half time, but Four Masters just have been on top of this one from the off, Michael.
So Oisín Reid, number 6 for Four Masters, and Tommy McNulty, who's just come on for Glenfin, both okay after that clash of heads, and Val Murray will get play going again. He's going to hop the ball, as they say, which is really always kind of puzzles me because they actually throw it in, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. And quick free, moved on very quickly by Four Masters. They're very alert, very, very quick. And this is Joe Leap, who just has come in for Conor McCall, left foot. And Joe just overcooks it slightly. Nice strike, but sends the ball to the right and wide for wide over a Coog. 5th wide for Four Masters. They won't be unduly worried about that. They have opened a gap of 7 points. So we've just played 15 minutes of this second half, or close to it, and it remains very much Four Masters in control. Ball moved quickly again. Something needs to happen very fast. Nice shoulder there. And again, Glenfin win the free. Kieran Brady, one of the other subs, brought in, winning that free. Four Masters.
Well, a chance for a 2-pointer here again for Sean Ward.
Sean Ward, he has been their saviour so often in this championship so far. Top scorer coming into today, and he's added, of course, 5 points, 2 frees, 1 from play, and a 2-pointer from play. So he's just outside the arc, out of his hands. Big number 12 catches it nicely, but I think he overcooks that, and it's to the left and wide.
Well, it was ended. I think the breeze
took it.
Just got up a little bit as Sean went to kick that one, and it was a big ask for him into that stiff breeze. You know, even for a kicker of his calibre. Lewis
McCahan looking for his options here. With the breeze, I imagine. If all else fails, boom it, because he has a great kick out. We've seen him send the ball long against the breeze. Let's see what happens now. So, slight delay for the kick out. Here he comes. Sends it out to his right, close to where we are. Neatly flicked on. Again, Joe Leap in possession. Killian Faulkner wins the ball. Joe Leap back again. Killian Faulkner knocked to the ground. Play continues. No foul there. So, and nice ball up the wing. Picked up by Kieran Brady. Kieran Brady left footed all inside. And the intent was obvious there from Dylan Kennedy, who got a fist to the ball, and that's the difference between these two teams. The fullback, he wanted it more, and he got a piece of the ball. And Four Masters are now in the attack again. There's just that wee bit more desire, and there's that wee bit more physical effort.
Absolutely, Michael. And Dylan Kennedy, he won this ball here, there came a score from it, and out again. And even though, you know, you could say they're really coasting in this game, he still wanted that ball. And championship football often comes down to that. It comes down to the old PJ Ferguson one. Who wants it more?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what it is. Above all else, you know, you must have that hunger. So, Callum Reid, amongst others, exchanging passes here.
I think there's another
no great pressure on Four Masters to rush things. A longer ball sent inside. And again, it's picked up by Turlough Carr. Down the left wing. Turlough Carr is on the ball. He's the creator. Hasn't scored himself, but that may change.
Well,
my man of the first half, McCalmont, on the ball again.
There's 2 more substitutions coming in here. Oran McLean, and indeed I think Frank McLean is coming in.
So rolling back the years, 40 years of age this year. Frank McLean about to come in for Glenfin.
He's coming in for Daniel McLean, and Oran McLean is coming in for Jason Morrow.
So, and that is indeed Frank McLean on the field for He's player manager of this team, wearing number 21. So Frank, of course, a 13-year inter-county career with Donegal. I suppose the ultimate win for him was, of course, in 2012 when Donegal won the Ireland, and he was the swashbuckling halfback on that team. He was a superb player, a school principal, a gentleman and a great footballer, but tough as nails too when need be.
Well, I suppose it's Glenfin's final throw of the dice here. See, can they do anything in the final 10 minutes of this game?
Well, trailing with 7 points, something needs to happen here. Tommy McNulty, one of those earlier subs, to Luke McGlynn. Luke McGlynn looking for a chance to offload the ball.
I think.
Well, the rules are very sharp now on the steps, and Val Murray decided that was more than 4.
No, it definitely was.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. And Val has had a great game here this afternoon. He's tried to let this game flow, wherever possible.
So Four Masters on the attack. Killian Faulkner,
who I understand is about to be replaced by Conor McCall. Conor McCall's over there on that far side, and
so is McCall about to come back on again?
Yeah, that's
very good.
Technology has told me. Yeah, indeed, that's.
So there's a change. So and McCall is back on the team for Four Masters, as you say, and they are very much in control here. 15 points to 8. Senior Football Championship in Tyrconnell Park. Good crowd here. Glenfin, without a win in 2 games, badly need points from this one. And leading the charge from them now, they are moving up the field with some purpose. Daniel Marley, the number 11. Stray pass, easily picked up again inside by the covering Four Masters. Kieran Brady getting physical there. Something we haven't seen really from Glenfin or from either team in this game.
I mean, it for me, it's one of the features of group games in championship. One looks at their own championship, and I'm not going to debate, we're not going to debate that here now. But sometimes you get fairs like this.
Yeah, is that this lack of jeopardy thing?
It's lack of jeopardy.
Yeah,
of course it is. I mean,
it's a problem.
Yeah.
The next round, of course, will be critical.
Well,
but how you do today determines where you're going to be in terms of the
well,
draw, which we'll be doing later on.
I mean, Four Masters now are in a position that they're at least in a preliminary quarter-final, and they'll be looking, I suppose, for number 1, what would be termed a favourable draw next week, and get themselves into a quarter-final and a week off.
So strolling through, Callum Reid, and that, in a way, summarises what's happening here. Double scores again, 16 points to 8 to Four Masters. They really having a glove laid on them a lot of the time here, and they're able to pick their scores. Mistake by the Glenfin keeper. Another chance here. This time ball is lost, and the free is awarded. The foul was on Turlough Carr. It was an opportunity for a goal had he picked that ball up. He just got it stuck under his feet, and then he was fouled.
I think the pass was good, but it's just the way that it bounced. It got stuck under his feet, and it gave time for the defender to get across, and it was judged to be a foul. And this one has really gone now, I think, for Glenfin.
Yeah. That looks like Turlough Carr with the kick. If it is, that's his first score off the game. And I'm right. That's Turlough Carr from a free. He's been running the show in many respects in terms of winning the ball and taking the ball, and now he has made it 17 points to 8 in favour of the home side Four Masters in this championship game. Good kick out, won at the second attempt by Glenfin's Jason Morrow to Frank McLean. Frank McLean, short pass, working up the right hand side. Glenfin need a goal. I'm not so sure they're going to settle for a point. Maybe a 2-pointer. Frank McLean wants the ball again. It's back outside to Luke McLean. Luke McLean is about to cross the 45-metre line, going toe to hand. Flicks it to Tommy McNulty. Tommy McNulty to Sean Ward. Sean Ward again. Short passing. Luke McLean jinks with the bounce. 3 players around him. He's surrounded, and possession brilliantly retrieved by Four Masters. They're well aware of the threat that Luke McGlynn poses,
well,
and they have essentially marked him out of this game.
Yes.
Chance here for a goal for Four Masters. Ball is back inside, driven low, brilliantly saved by Andrew Walsh there from Alex McCalmont. McCalmont scored 5 points in the first half, and he had a real chance for a goal there. Drove the ball low, but Andrew Walsh, great kickouts, and he has kept Glenfin hope alive here, because a goal at this stage would certainly end it. And Tommy McNulty, rangy player, trying to do something as well. 3-1 for Four Masters.
Well, you know, sometimes we talk about the marquee players and everything else, but the job that number 5, David Monaghan, has done on Luke McGlynn today, excellent man marking job. And it's been a great battle, you know. Luke McGlynn came out, he got he got that 2-pointer at the start of the game, but I think David Monaghan has definitely got on top of that battle as the game has progressed.
Yeah. Well, when you hear the name Monaghan,
bound to be.
yeah. You think back to the boss, and I mean the real boss.
The real boss.
God rest him. All-star in 74. Flick ball across here, and another point for Four Masters. They're doing it at the Rees at this stage, but it's still lovely football. But to be fair, they're not meeting huge opposition at this stage, and that ball sent over the bar. I'm not sure who got that score. Morris, we'll bring it to you in due course. Short kick out. Frank McGlynn on the ball. Can he weave some magic? Fisted pass inside. And if I'm not mistaken, that score was actually Keelan Lockley, the number 4. I've been keeping an eye on him. A chance here for Glenfin. Flicked the ball across. For a brief moment there was an opportunity for a score, but again, Four Masters had it covered. Val Murray, our referee, signals a free to Glenfin for a foul. So the spread of scores at this stage for Four Masters beginning to become impressive, not just all from up front, although a major part of those has indeed come from Conor McCall, who briefly came off and came back on, and the ball is sent over the bar by the ever reliable Sean Ward.
Indeed, Jared Ward has come in there, stalwart of Glenfin in recent years, and he's come on for number 11, Daniel Marley.
And Ward is wearing?
He's wearing number 19, I think.
Number 19. So the kick out here from Lewis McCahan. And we're actually getting these subs before they happen, Morris. So you're a talented man to be standing here knowing what's going on.
It's technology, Michael.
Lovely ball.
Flick.
Chance here now for Turlock. Carr opts for the point. Had a man inside.
Well, the man inside may not have been happy, but probably the sensible option.
Yeah.
Probably the sensible option. Just keep the scoreboard
tick.
ticking. Yeah. Keep the scoreboard ticking.
Yeah. 19 points to 9, Morris.
19 points to 9.
Yeah.
Now, 10 points. You just
Luke McGlynn looking for the ball, but Andrew Walsh doesn't see him. He's way back in inside his own 45-metre line now.
Yeah, they've been trying to get those shots away in the second half, and I suppose they hadn't been gaining primary possession. They were losing a lot of the breaking ball around the middle of the field, and they had a little bit of joy with that, but just not able to convert it into scores.
So Jared Ward, Jack Long, Carl Millin sent inside, back outside to Luke McGlynn. Passes over hit. Has plenty of time to flick it up. Chip lift. Goes past Kevin Muldoon with ease. But then great defensive cover from Four Masters. Oran O'Connor, right footed ball inside. Nice pass. Looking to create a goal chance here, surely. Glenfin, the ball is fired to the net. And a brilliant score for Glenfin to give them, well, brief hope. 19 points to 1-9. And a fine score there for the visitors, but I don't think in the scheme of things it's going to make a huge difference. Lewis McCahan with the kick.
I think indeed it was Daniel. No, it was Carl Medlin that came up that time.
Torlock Carr.
Oh, super score, but it was Carl
Great
Medlin.
score.
I think they got the goal.
Goal was scored by
Carl Medlin.
Carl Medlin. And as we were watching that, another point for Masters. 20 points to 1-9.
So just, as I said, all these scores, the goal or whatever, they just come back
Yeah.
up, then they kept the scoreboard ticking, and
Yeah.
they've done that very, very efficiently today.
Yeah. Always in control. But Barry Dunion will be happy with this because he has a lot of players who we know and expect to be performing very well for this Four Masters team. But I have seen players today who in other games I haven't seen or read reports of them being as important. And in particular, I think Paddy Reid has been fundamental to the reason why Glenfin have had to go for the short pass, because he's winning every ball that's hit in the air. Another chance for Glenfin to slot over the bar. This time from play, Sean Ward.
Paddy Reid has been outstanding. Michael,
Great,
we
great
talk
contribution.
About the scorers, but he set a platform there around the middle of the field for these guys to get that possession inside and get those scores.
So we're in the dying embers of this game here. 20 points to 110 in favour of Four Masters, who have been very, very comfortable all through this game and basically seem to be able to do like the Brazilians, you score and we'll score, go back down the field and hit a point. 20 points to 110, just 7 in it. Who knows with the 2 pointers, and who knows what could happen yet. Whistle sounds. Frank McLean continues on, doesn't opt for the free, of course. Back outside to Sean Ward. Sean Ward is passing the 45-metre line on the left-hand side to Luke McLean. So Luke McLean is going to go at this defence again, and eventually I'd say he will maybe get past. This time he does, but unfortunately the end result is a wide. The 7th in total for Glenfin, their 3rd of the second half.
Well, to credit to Glenfin, they're trying to play it to the end here, and they're not giving up, but you would feel that it's just going to be a chance.
Yeah. And another free for Glenfin, and I think the Four Masters fans here are not in agreement with that decision by referee Val Murray, but the free stands. Luke McLean is on the ball. He's 30 yards out, left-hand side. He's dropping it now, or handing it to Sean Ward. And Sean about to take the free. 30 points the difference. This will bring it back. 7 points the difference, I should say. 20 points to 110. This will bring it back to 6. And from what I've seen, he doesn't miss these. Difficult to see where the arc is there. It's faded. He's gone inside it now, so this is a 1-pointer. And it's over the bar. So steady Eddie from the scoring point of view for Sean Ward. 20 points to Four Masters, 111 to Glenfin. 6 points the difference between these teams.
And in credit to Glenfin, it's a game that really, really could have got away, and Four Masters, well, that's the final score of the game.
Yeah.
But in credit to them, they really they showed a bit of fight, there at the end, and tagging on a couple of scores and getting the goals, because it's a game, I suppose, with the possession, the dominance that Four Masters had, you would feel they could have won that game by 15 points.
Yeah, but is there not a little bit of they did what they needed to do, Morris?
Yeah, you can only, I suppose.
There are other days, and perhaps, we're not surprised to look down at our notes here and see maybe Conor McCall, very, very significant, good contribution, not just from play, but in the end from scores from Torlock Carr. But you were looking to defence. I think the star performers here, because they just completely boxed out and controlled.
Well, I spoke about it in the first half. When Glenfin had the breeze in the first half, and there may have been that opportunity, Four Masters pushed out, and they didn't give. They had 1 2-pointer. Possibly, maybe Sean Ward might have got another one in the first half. I'm not quite sure. I know Luke Medlin did, but every time they had a high press on that, and I do feel that if Glenfin had looked inside, there was space inside, Luke McGlynn might have been better employed inside and try that little pop pass into him. They might have got more joy out of it, but look.
Yeah, good win for Four Masters. They'll be happy with that. Obviously for Glenfin, the storm clouds are gathering. This is their third defeat in this championship, and who knows what the draw, which we'll be bringing live here a little later on, will bring. But I mean, I'll not gain too many friends in Glenfin from saying this. Apart from the last 15 minutes, ironically enough, when Frank, and in particular when they brought on those two subs, there was a lack of physical contest. Was that because Four Masters were fitter, were able for them? I was surprised for a championship game that is that the modern game?
Look,
less contact?
Less contact in the modern game, but they just, Glenfin seemed to lack that bit of intensity. And in fairness, Four Masters brought that intensity from the very first throw in, and that ultimately was the difference between the two teams. You know, I go back to those old cliches, the Brecon ball, who was going to get the Brecon ball, and Four Masters got all of that Brecon ball, especially in that first half.
Great, so it looks like Richard O'Rourke is going to make his way up to have a word with us here, midfielder for hard-working midfield for Four Masters. Maurice, just take a look down at my notes here as such, and where are you going? And where are you going in terms of, we'll not pick a man of the match, but where are you going in terms of players who impress you most from this Four Masters team?
I mean, Paddy Reid was outstanding right through. Dylan Kennedy won those couple of balls. I was impressed with Lewis McCaughon's kick-outs, you know, his former county minor setup. Very good young goalkeeper. He got those kick-outs away to the far side. You know, we had Turlock Carr running things at number 11, and then Kevin Muldoon, Conor McCall, you know, Killian Faulkner chipped in there, and not so much in the second half, but Alex McCalmont was at an outstanding first half. So look, Barry Dunyan, he'd be very pleased. He has Shannon Carrott come back into this team.
Okay. A break, and when we come back we're going to have a word with Richard O'Rourke, midfielder for Four Masters, but it's a comfortable win, 20 points to 111 for Four Masters without ever really being stretched.
Absolutely, that's the only way you can describe it, Michael. They'll be looking forward, and indeed will have a part to play in the latter part of the championship. Okay,
join us shortly when we'll be talking to, I presume, a very happy Richard O'Rourke.
Hey Richard.
I'll be saying that it never looked to me like Four Masters were ever in trouble here. Actually, I'm not sure will he get anything in his ears? Will he just?
I can't really hear you anyway with them on, so.
Right, we'll just keep one ear.
Yeah, I'll leave it. Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you just going to get him in the shot, or both of us?
At Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure, we cater for everyone, from top sporting athletes to relaxed casual sporting individuals and everyone in between. We also provide a large range of teamwear services and cater for schools and clubs. Orders can be customised to your specification to suit your individual needs. From clothing to equipment, we've got you covered.
Welcome back to Tyrconnell Park. I'm delighted to say I'm joined by midfielder Richard O'Rourke for Four Masters, who had, he mightn't agree with me, but I would say a reasonably easy victory here over Glenfin. 20 points to 111, the final score. You're coming off the field, you're half wrecked, you're tired, and you have a guy like me telling you that it was a relatively easy win. But truthfully, because we'll cut to the chase here, Richard, did you ever at any stage feel that you were in trouble?
Well, there's a breeze kind of coming over the bay heading towards the town goals. I suppose in the first half it was just to try and stop the 2-pointers. You know, we got caught last week badly for that against Thurman, and the game was probably over at half time at that stage, so we were just trying to bounce back, and we knew Glenfin were going to give it their all in the first half, so it was just a matter of fact of
one of the things I've been seeing and reading is the importance of the ability to win dirty ball and win the kick out. In the first 20 minutes there was only one team winning kick-outs, one team winning dirty ball. Funnily enough, 4 points each because of a 2-pointer I think scored by Sean Ward, but you were in control and that was key.
Yeah, we mentioned the dirty ball, as you said there, during the week. As you said yourself, it's vital to get possession in the middle of the field. You've got your own kickouts and their kickouts, and sure, you know yourself, you're halfway up the field when you get their kickouts. It's half a pitch of less running you have to do. So we really hammered that home for the first half, and we reaped the rewards of it. And we went in, I think, with 4 points up, 5 points up at half time. So we were happy with that.
But you must be pleased as well. I'm just thinking about it. I know there was a disappointing result against Irma, but 2 wins out of 3. The St. Knowles won by 3 points. This one here will do your scoring averages and everything else, no harm, a 7-point win. And what I noticed about it was that there was a little bit more of a spread of scores from Four Masters. Care to comment?
I suppose the young boys that we have coming up, we know how good they are, and we're trying to get them the ball as much as we can. I suppose last week Thurman kind of sat off us a wee bit, and we were very, very easy to read, and it was probably the same thing for the 60 minutes. And if you take our goals out of that, I think we only clipped 7 points, and you're never going to win a game with 7 points. So we sat in or Thursday at training, and we got more men around the arc and just moved it quicker because we've a lot of pace. So try to utilise that.
Final question, as much as people will talk about the scoring threat of Conor McCall and others and McCalmont, we thought it was one of the guys playing in the half-back line, in particular one of the Monaghan's, who was very important in terms of nullifying the threat of an absolutely dangerous live wire player in Luke McLean. Somebody somewhere is going to say job well done there, surely.
Yeah, David was very unfortunate. Barry had to make a harsh call last week against Thurman, and to be fair to David, he answered superbly. He couldn't have got a better response off him at training on Thursday, and it's gonna be hard to take him out of that team after the job he done today, because we know Luke McGlenn up at the county team, a live wire, as he said, indeed he was superb. So
he was probably our man of the match, which is ironic considering how much others scored. Fantastic. Listen, I'm going to let you go. Last question. Club football this time of year, new rules, beautiful sunny day at the end of August. It's good to be playing for Four Masters.
Yeah, it's mighty. Yeah, really enjoying it. I had an interview at the start of the year, I think, for the Donegal Democrat, and I said the same thing. It's a lot fresher. It's a lot more go. But you notice the 6 less men in front of you and you're attacking, and it's brilliant. It's class. Yeah.
Well, you enjoy it, and thank you for talking to us.
Mighty, thank you very much.
So there you have it. That's Richard O'Rourke wrapping it up here. We'll be back later with the draw for round 4 of the Senior Championship. But if you're a Four Masters fan, a pretty good day. They were very comfortable. They were never really stretched, and they won by 7. That's it for now. Join us later for the championship draw.
At Michael Murphy Sports and Leisure, we cater for everyone, from top sporting athletes to relaxed casual sporting individuals and everyone in between. We also provide a large range of teamwear services and cater for schools and clubs. Orders can be customised to your specification to suit your individual needs. From clothing to equipment, we've got you covered.
Early days yet, but they're doing quite well. Right footed kick inside the D, and where ball, the simple ball would have been to 7, but he's flicked it back out to the corner forward, and that's Paddy Reid. The ball sent into him by Killian Faulkner. Paddy Reid knocks the ball out, and an attempt for a score, and that's playing very, very carefully, and again looking for that man McCall. This time he flicks it inside and he picks it up again. He's on just outside. We're very familiar with, having won the repeal over those 2 pointers against Donegal. Luke McLean with a great kick, the arc and back outside. Lots of room here, very few physical tackles as such.
Now, if Glenfin really could see the space that's inside and maybe leave McLean inside and pop out into that space, there's loads of space.
Close to it with Torlock Carr. Torlock Carr turns back outside and launched by McCalmont to Glenfin's 4. Alex McCalmont, he's been so good in this game. McCalmont right-footed and ahead in this game, but they're against the breeze, but they look very, very comfortable. And another 2-pointer, and it's 7-4 I should say on the other. He's inside the arc, fisted pass, heavy tackle on Daniel McLean outside the arc, back inside it again. Left footed kick. Is it going to spin? Is it going to tail? Beautiful score by Paddy Reid. Or Carr. Nice right footed ball inside. And he's about 35 yards out. Oh, he stepped over the arc. He's definitely inside it. Catches it nicely, catches it sweetly. Conor Reid. And they traverse the 20-metre line. Steadies himself. Killian Faulkner raises a white football championship round 3. Dead ball from the ground. Sean Ward with the kick. Carr flicks it inside. Another chance for score here. Ball inside. Works the 1-2 and it's popped over the bar. And a left foot. Yeah. Didn't put it for Conor McCall. That'll be a disappointing end for him because he really was beginning to light up this second half.
Yeah, he was second half. He
we'll
really.
Bring you news of
oh,
the
there's a hit the.
And a chance here to finish with a goal.
Get themselves into a quarter final and a week off.
So strolling through, Callum Reid. And that looks like Turlough Carr with the kick. If it is, that's his first score off the game. Goal for Four Masters. Ball is back inside, driven low, brilliantly saved by us. And I mean the real boss.
The real boss.
God rest him. All-Star in 74. Flick ball across here, and another point. Oh, lovely ball. Flick. Chance here now for Turlough Carr. Opts for the point. Right footed ball inside. Nice pass. Looking to create a goal chance here, surely. Glenfin, the ball is fired to the net.
Carl Medlin that came up that time.
Turlough Carr.
Oh, super score, but it was
great. Glenfin have had to go for the short pass because he's winning every ball that's hitting the air. Another chance for Glenfin to slot over the bar. He doesn't miss these. Difficult to see where the arc is there. It's faded. He's gone inside it now, so this is a 1-pointer. And it's over the bar. So, steady Eddie from the scoring point of view for Sean Ward. 20 points.